In North Korea, they said this morning that it is aiming to reach an equilibrium of military force with the United States. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un watched as the North fired yet another missile Friday. It landed in the Pacific Ocean. This comes as President Trump is preparing to give his first address to the United Nations next week. Errol Barnett is traveling with the president in New Jersey. Errol, good morning.
Good morning. As a presidential candidate, Donald Trump denounced the UN as incompetent and threatened to cut U.S. taxpayer funds. But as president, he says the international body has potential, and in his speech on Tuesday is expected to outline a map to tackle global issues like the North Korean nuclear threat.
We will defend our people, our nations, and our civilization from all who dare to threaten our way of life. This includes the regime of North Korea.
Days before his speech to the UN, President Trump stood before stealth aircraft and the U.S. Air Force to send a signal to North Korea.
Our options in addressing this threat are both effective and overwhelming.
The latest missile launch occurred 3 days after the UN Security Council enacted new sanctions against Pyongyang.
North Korea remains one of the world's most urgent and dangerous security problems.
National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster said Friday the time to address the global threat is running out.
We've been kicking the can down the road, and we're out of road.
The president's speech Tuesday at the UN General Assembly will feature similar warnings against the rogue regime, as well as assurances to American allies.
I personally think he slaps the right people, he hugs the right people, and he comes out with U.S. being very strong in the end.
Previewing next week's speech, U.S. Ambassador to the UN Nikki Haley said the U.S. aims to promote peace and prosperity during the meeting of some 120 nations.
The utter weakness and incompetence of the United Nations.
It's a landmark moment for a commander-in-chief who railed against the global body during the campaign.
The United Nations is not a friend of democracy. It's not a friend to freedom. It's not a friend even to the United States of America.
But the president's America First agenda is unlikely to be met with cheers at the General Assembly. On Friday, Haley said the world would have to wait and see whether President Trump would commit the U.S. to funding the UN at current levels.
I think the president has always believed there's great potential in the United Nations.
Now, another topic the president may discuss is the U.S. commitment to the Iran nuclear deal. Already, President Trump has called it the worst deal ever, and there is international concern he may find Iran in violation of the deal next month. The first hints of that could come in Tuesday's speech. Anthony?
Errol Barnett. Thanks, Errol.